Hey, Terri Tinsley here. Before I jump into this Power Blast podcast episode for this week, I just wanted to let you know I recorded this on location and thought my microphone was really going to work well as I walked around this amazing park, but the audio didn't turn out as good as I hoped. So I thought about scrapping the idea, but I just wanted to take you through a place that is so very important to me, and I have a very powerful message for you. So I decided to move forward with this podcast, publish it anyway. I hope you enjoy it. If you're watching on the video, you're going to see some great footage, and if you're listening, you're still going to get a powerful message and be able to hear of a place that's not only very near and dear to my heart, but is impacting a lot of other people along the way. Enjoy. Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. In this episode, I'm going to talk about making a difference for others. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Terri Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, and I'm a health and fitness coach. And today I'm just going to share a story, kind of a little life story, if you will. You can see over my shoulder here, I've got a sign here that says Jefferson County Dog Park. There's a big significance here. Down at the bottom here, it says the Terri Tinsley Dog Exercise Area, and that's named after my late wife. And I'm just going to take you around the park here and just kind of share how it has grown and what it has done for a lot of people and a lot of dogs. All right, I'm just going to walk around this dog park just to let you know where it is. It's a dog park that, oh, you can see a little guy coming up behind me here. Hey, buddy, how are ya? How are ya? You doing good? You having a good time? Yeah, that's awesome. Where have you gone today? Oh, thank you. Okay, let's go walk around. Cute dog. So that's what it's all about, people. Anyway, this is a park in Jefferson County, Wisconsin. It was ranked number 34 in the nation by Dog Fancy magazine a few years back, #1 dog park in Wisconsin. And very, very proud of that because this 109-acre park, 109 acres, is just, it brings people joy. It brings, it connects people to be able to talk and just connect with nature and to talk with other people and the dogs to play with each other. And there's just so much more. Every time I come out here, I run into somebody and they just tell what a difference this park has made for them. So the way this happened, behind me, on the other side of this fence back here, is a smaller dog park. That's where it started. The park was being created just, as a matter of fact, I think a small committee got together to want to put together a park, and they were researching other dog parks around the state. And I think the committee or the board or whoever it was of the Parks Department thought they were out of their mind to dedicate land to a dog park. And now the dog park is like the most used park in the county. But aside from that, back in 2003, my wife, well, actually I think it was maybe late 2002, my wife kind of just helped out a little bit with some of the promotion and advertising. She worked with a distance learning network in the area, so she ran some like little advertisements about things that the park was coming. I don't know if it was advertising for dog licensing, dog tags, whatever it was. I kind of get blurry on that story, but I remember when the dog park was opened, and like she got kind of ambushed by a reporter wanting to get a little lowdown on what the park meant for her. And we ran a dog rescue. We ran a German Shepherd rescue from our home, and we had several dogs on our own. So a place like this, very close to home, just 5 miles away, was pretty darn awesome. So we we took the dogs all through the winter and throughout the rest of the year to the dog park, and just really enjoyed it. Enjoyed connecting with a lot of people. In December of 2003, my wife was tragically killed in a head-on collision with a semi truck, and that devastated not only me, but so many people in the dog world and the rescue world and the education world that she was in, plus friends and family. And it was a very, very challenging time. And I remember as we were planning for her tribute, one of the cool things, a lot of dog rescue people came and attended the tribute for her, and they brought these stuffed animals and stuff like that. And a lot of times people want to bring gifts or bring plants and stuff like that when it comes to a funeral or a celebration of life, if you will. And I got to thinking, when people were doing some money donations, I just say, in lieu of flowers or whatever, feel free to contribute some money that may be used in a future tribute of some sort. I didn't know what that was. I was thinking maybe like a scholarship for a veterinarian to go to teaching, veterinary teaching school, or to go through the school to become a veterinarian, I should say. Other things like it's just brainstorming things. So literally, the money that was donated or given in her honor and her memory sat in a bank account that did not grow interest or anything like that, and it sat there for years. And then it hit me. I'm just trying to think of how can I honor this lady's life, and what could be done with that. And so, as I'm take a look around me, behind me here. I mean, it's all this land. This is all dog park. And I'm doing this in the middle of the day, so there's not a lot of people out here with their dogs at the moment, but it's just gorgeous. Even right behind me over on this other side, you see a little dog thing. There's a small dog area over there and some great flowers and stuff like that. So as we were going along, and it just hit me, I'm like, I wonder if this dog park that she was kind of a part of with its creation and promotion, stuff like that, with that small one, if they would possibly could maybe use that money somehow. Maybe they could put in, I don't know, a little water fountain for the dogs, or maybe something. I don't know what it was. I just knew it was a big amount of money. I didn't know what stuff costs, and so I made a phone call. I looked up the guy. I found out who was the head of the Parks Department in Jefferson County, or head of creation of the dog park thing. And what my idea was? I was like, hey, can we get another dog park made, maybe closer to where I lived? That was my original thought, right? But what ended up happening was I got there in the planning session, and he goes, oh my gosh, you're going to do that gift? Thank you so much. Here's the idea. I want to run this by you. Here's what we've been planning. And they were planning this huge expansion of the smaller dog park that I kind of pointed out to you over there. He goes, we're going to expand this. I think it was maybe 22 acres at the time, somewhere around there. We're going to expand it to a total of 109 acres. And we'd like to do this and this and this. And with your donation, we're going to put in so many things. We will name the park after your wife, the Terri Tinsley dog exercise area, and so be it. So you might have seen this in some other videos of mine here. You can see, can you read that bench behind me? I'm going to read it to you. In memory of Terri Tinsley, rescuer of animals and people. And you see, it's got her birth date of June 5th, 1964, December 9th of 2003 is when she left our world. But her spirit is here and alive. I always get emotional when I get around that area. But I would go and sit on the bench, stuff like that. It's kind of rainy right now. But that money has helped catapult things to be able, he said, this is just going to be open up the doors and be able for us to do so many more things, along with the money that's made with the dog licensing, well, not licensing, but the dog tags, the permits to be able to come into the park, etc. So what they've done is added a whole bunch of things to this. But the last time I was here, I ran into a park attendant. There's an actual lady that's kind of the park attendant and kind of oversees everything. And she was telling me about how this park has been rated, how so many people love it. I've been able to interview so many people, and they just, one lady just said, oh my gosh, I lost my husband years ago. I got this dog, and going to this dog park means everything to me. And I'm thinking, man, it just brings such joy to me. And I'm sure that Terri was speaking to me and saying, you know what, here's what should be done with that money. The timing was right. The timing I don't know, it just spoke to me. It's kind of weird how life will work that way. But it so makes me proud to be able to do those sort of, something like that just makes a difference in being a rescuer of animals and of people, and bringing them together in such a place, in such a way. I'm going to take you around to see some other things. So it's like a pavilion with people celebrating, a little water pump here for the dogs, and it looks like another bench. Oh, very nice, another bench. Speaking of benches, the way this kind of brainstorm happened was Terri, at one point, when we were at a dog park one time, Terri was saying, you know what, when I die, I don't want to be buried anywhere. As a matter of fact, I want to be cremated, but you know what? I just want, instead of a tombstone, I want a bench. A bench in a dog park where somebody can sit and just enjoy time with their dogs. And that's probably why it hit me when I was driving, was I'm like, you know what? Not only are we going to do a bench where people can appreciate time with their dogs, we're going to expand and build even a bigger park. That must have been the goal, but I didn't know that was going to be at the time until I made that call. It's totally awesome. Let's check out some other things. So you can see there, it's a couple of statues. We were into German Shepherd Rescue, and they got a couple of German Shepherds that they built out of metal, huge ones. And here they've got a nice little agility area. Dogs can go. Speaking of German Shepherds, look at these guys. Oh my goodness. Looking so happy. Thanks for bringing a smile to my face. How are you? Thank you. Oh, and look at this bench. This is a bench in memory of Kaiser, one of the dogs that came here. Oh. I would take you through. There's a bunch of woods behind me. There's an entire huge long path through that, but right now we're in mosquito territory, so I probably wouldn't make it out alive if I went through there with you. But anyway, just the incredible expanse of this. And one of the things, this is the part that just makes me smile. The lady I just talked to, Jennifer, she just said to me, she goes, do you realize how many dogs and how many people this park touches? And I'm like, wow, that's what it's all about. And life is short, people. You just never know. You never know when you're going to pass away. And that was the case in Terri's case. Who knows how many more lives and dogs she would have touched had she still been alive to this day. But even so, with her passing, we're able to still have an impact on many, many dogs, many, many lives beyond a bench. And I know I talk a lot about health and fitness. All the time I'm talking about health and fitness, right? And we never know how long we're to live, but while we're alive, the difference that we can make in people's lives while we're here. And if you can make those happy, healthy, and fulfilling for yourself, for the people around you, by taking care of yourself and putting yourself first, that means a lot. I know for a lot of people, we wait too long. We wait too long to get started doing some sort of taking care of ourselves. We're waiting for some sort of ultimatum from a doctor. We're waiting for tomorrow to happen. We're waiting for more time. We're waiting for when that perfect moment or that perfect area happens, or when this move happens, or when I get this job, or when whenever. I mean, you fill in the blank. You've got the time that people are waiting. What are you waiting for? You can make a difference with your family. You can make a difference with yourself. You can make a difference with the people around you. You can make a difference in the lives of dogs and more people that you never even meet, just by taking care of you. You'll be inspiring people. You may be lifting them up. You know what? One thing I've realized is by doing some of these podcasts, doing some blogging, posting, it's not necessarily to promote our health and fitness products or anything like that. By me taking care of me, I know that I might be inspiring somebody else just to get off the couch, just to do something, just to find a healthy formula for themselves, just to do a little research. They go out and they do swimming, they do biking, they do CrossFit, they do whatever. And it might be somebody I never know, will never meet. But that still brings smiles to my heart to be able to know that it can have that influence, that impact. And that's what I experience every time I come to this park. There's people here that I'll never meet, never run into. And just know that for being just taking part a little bit in our little portion of contribution can inspire and make people happy. These people just came up and they're just talking to me, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing? What are you recording a podcast for? You're doing a piece about the dog park?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is a Terri Tinsley dog exercise area. How do you know Terri? I see her name all over the place." And then I tell the story. And I know I haven't told the story here on the podcast before. I've kind of alluded to some of the things. Been recorded a couple here. But, just everything that this place is about, and the things that we can do, if we reflect on all the things that we should do, that we know we can do, but we don't take action on, that's something that we could do more, but something that we can keep, make life simple, but have an impact and an influence. Think about that. What is that for you? Is it getting healthy and fit? Maybe that's not it. Maybe it's just telling somebody you love them a little bit more. Or maybe it's just making an extra phone call. What can you do to make an impact in somebody's life? Because that could be what they really just need right now. Just being nicer, being kinder, being happier. You saw the dogs there, you saw the people here. Man, I absolutely love that. It's such an honor to be in such a place of joy and happiness and meaning and impact and influence. And that can be you, starting with your family, starting with yourself, and influencing those people around you. Just being happier and healthier and more alive. Doing things that you love, doing things that you enjoy. Life is very, very short. Very, very short. You just never know. But you can make the biggest impact while you're alive and while you can make a difference. Don't wait. That's all I have for this week. I so appreciate you for tuning in, being a part of this great place. But I so appreciate you tuning in. And if you found this valuable, you found either the message powerful, or even just you're a fan of dogs and dog parks, please share this. That'd be totally awesome. And you know what? If you can get over into your podcast app and give an honest rating and review, Power Blast Podcast, we can reach more people. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.